on that scale of 1 to 10. And then writing in.
I love cereal too.
Diagrams up on the board. We're going to use the screen and the whiteboard to get through all. How many of us are feeling 6 or above on our ability to do well on this unit? Okay. Up at the top. On that cell cycle diagram, where we always is going to be interphase.
Where are we?
Philadelphia and Machias, I think. Last one. Right, the main point of each stage. So what's the main thing that we need to know about interphase?
Oh.
Make it more still.
The cell spends most of its time in interphase. But we break interphase up into B. B is G1. And what is the cell doing in G1? In other words, what does the G stand for?
Oh. Change it. Normal cell function?
Of S phase.
Okay.
The DNA replication happens in S phase of the cell cycle. I'm not asking a lot. I'm asking you to follow along. So it happens after DNA replication and before mitosis. So what do we need to do? Which means we have. Why is it important right here after S phase and before mitosis? So that we can check to make sure we did not have a mitosis. Good. So what's the first phase of mitosis?
Metaphase.
Metaphase.
Metaphase. So we'll do the little hand motions and just PMAT. P-M-A-T. PMAT. But I want you to be aware that mitosis could be called M. So what's the very last part? Where we cytokinesis splits cytoplasm. Okay, good news is we have Monday. So you can just catch up. I'll still put everything up here. Alright guys, other hand over. This represents interphase. This is interphase, where we start out. You're going to see the V's in anaphase. As the V's are totally pulled to either side of the cell, we start with interphase, prophase, metaphase, and understand how the DNA changes as we go through this. So what we're going to be doing as we go through these interphases, that you write kind of small on the descriptions, but we're not going to make them very long. We're going to try and make those descriptions as an arrow showing you where to start and end is. But as long as you keep interphase in your mind at the start, it will help you. So label, and this is when it looks like that plate of spaghetti. So you can just draw scribbles within the nucleus here. Pain. In. See this very solid line of the nuclear membrane.
It's not allowed to be safe.
But in our hand and mind, what? Y'all gotta be more specific than that. Nucleus. For prophase, we usually draw it as a dashed line, which was done. We have to draw in our DNA. As the nuclear membrane dissolves, the DNA is going to. That's what happens in prophase, which is why we draw it down.
Oh. That's better.
Chromosomes
Oh, that's better.
line up in
She left.
the middle. Are we drawing them as X's or V's lined up in the middle? X's. So we're just going to draw ourselves 4 little X's, or however many you can fit. Right there. Lined up in the middle.
Yeah, she left.
Would it also be okay if our cell was turned the other way, and instead of the X's being lined up this way, they were lined up this way? Yes, but as long as those X's are in a line, in the middle, it's metaphase every time. So then what's going to happen to our chromosomes?
It's going to anaphase. Split up.
They're going to go into anaphase. They're going to split up. So we take that X like this. means it gets pulled into
Bees.
these bees. Oh. So anaphase is where chromosomes are pulled apart by spindle fibers. The spindle fibers are these little lines.
That's a butt.
Hoping y'all do better than second period. Don't be
It's a
texting.
butt.
What are we going to after anaphase? Telophase. Thank you. They could not for the life of them remember that. I had to get really creative to get them to remember.
Boobies.
They're ta-ta.
Cleavage furrows.
Honestly, I don't like
Boobies.
Yes. All right.
As it starts to develop that cleavage furrow, we also reform the
Watch it.
nuclear membrane.
You forgot the dot in the middle.
I'm going.
No, watching.
And we start to reorganize our chromosomes. And just like y'all said, this here is the cleavage furrow that we have to pay attention to. So,
Them be hurting.
nuclear membrane reforms.
Oh, can I answer it this way?
Hey, sister, phone ain't going nowhere.
Nuclear contents are split. So what that means is that we split our chromosomes onto both
The
sides of
Quillen's on his way.
the cell. Okay.
Who's Mr. K?
So,
Oh. Music here.
so nuclear membrane reforms.
I can't see.
Nuclear
just noticed the
contents
Quinelle
is
isn't here.
split.
Wow.
So we split the DNA. What is the next step? Cytokinesis. In cytokinesis, the cytoplasm.
Get her here, Dequila.
The cytoplasm splits. So what does this result in?
He left.
Two
Daughter cells.
identical daughter cells.
The Quinelle.
So our DNA for the cytokinesis one is going to look like spaghetti. We're going to put that spaghetti
Bless
DNA
you.
back in both
And it's,
sides.
he's just walking around.
Dequila?
All right, go get that copy. Then we're going to do
Is this
two more
YouTube?
small parts together. But as soon as y'all have that done, it's mostly finished.
No. Go check it. I can hear the music. I can hear your music. Yeah, go there.
Right. How are we feeling so far?
We feeling just fine.
The majority, hey, don't listen. The majority of your test questions for this unit should come from the information that we just did, but there are two more small pieces that we need to keep in mind. So the first thing we need to do is to find somewhere on your page, wherever you still have room, I want us to write the definition for cancer, which is what?
Something with a cell. It's unregulated cell.
Unregulated.
There we go.
So my question to y'all is, how do we relate that to the cell cycle? If cancer is unregulated cell growth, does that mean that it would just stop the cycle, or does that mean that it would go through the cycle over and over and over and over and over again?
Can you just
It would
text
keep going
Clara
through that cycle
that I'm
forever
live?
until it gets
Can you,
cured.
can you text Clara that I'm live?
Yes, and that's what makes the tumor. It's because it goes through that cell cycle so much, it creates so many uncontrolled daughter cells that those daughter cells group up, conglomerate, and create that tree. Okay? Last thing we need to do is go over DNA replication. So y'all have this little space in your page. You can either turn it sideways or go down. It doesn't matter. But what do y'all think are some of the most important points, because we're just summarizing today, the most important points of what we've learned about DNA structure or about DNA replication? What do we think there? With the DNA. What's the most important things that y'all remember about DNA structure or DNA replication? DNA is a double helix. That's a really good thing to write down. We've already written down in our review that the DNA contains the genetic info, and we're going to talk more about how the DNA codes for traits tomorrow. So let's really just dial in and focus on DNA structure and then on DNA replication. So let's go over base pairing. What's the base pairing for DNA?
You're very comfy.
A, T, and G, A, vice versa, and then C and G go together. A and T, C and G match up together.
The A goes to you.
That's tomorrow. Save that for tomorrow, because we're just focusing on DNA today. The U is mRNA. So today is all about DNA. So A to T, G to C. Who can give me a very brief, like one-sentence summary of DNA replication? One-sentence summary of DNA replication. I know that's hard to put in one sentence.
Cricket.
All right, how about I start you off? DNA replication. We're going to write a little summary for it. We can just abbreviate it DNA rep. The DNA rep occurs in the nucleus. When
She's gone.
what two enzymes are involved?
She left because she didn't like the connection.
What are the two
I connected to the
enzymes for
schools
DNA
anyway.
replication?
It was my friend from Dallas, Araceli Gonzalez. She said I had that school has bad connection. It's
So in
not
this
because
case,
of that,
it's
it's
gonna
because
make
I
more
wish it on
The
my
enzyme
data.
helps a reaction occur. What two enzymes
just
are
connected to the
involved in
school.
DNA replication? How about DNA polymerase, and DNA helium.
Look, hey.
Good. So when polymerase,
I'm supposed to be writing all that in here.
I'll do that later so you can see. Polymerase and helicase copy DNA semi conservatively, which just means they're going to keep part of the old strand and part of the new strand so that we have an exact replica of the DNA.
We need to do it today.
And then I have a proposition for y'all. After we're done with these notes, we have an option. If y'all would like to finish early and be able to either stay in here and study, or go out and work on the door, we can do the 6 questions together and just talk through them in about 5 minutes. The other option is for you guys to have the opportunity to do those questions in your teams, and then we go over them.
No, let's do it together. Go work on the door.
Okay, so we're going to go through them together. So that means I can help listening so that we can talk through these questions.
How much?
Everybody ready?
It's almost TCC.
Yes.
It's almost TCC time.
On number 1, now listen in the back. On number 1, people who have leukemia, a cancer that affects white blood cells, are often given cytarabine. This drug inhibits the synthesis of DNA. So which phase of the cell cycle is most affected by cytarabine?
B.
Why B, Kaya?
Because it's synthesis.
Good. Your answer on number 1 is B. S phase is for synthesis of DNA. And if this drug inhibits synthesis, then it inhibits B.
I did nothing.
Now number 2, the diagram below is showing different cells. There's a student who is trying to identify the cell in a certain phase.
Also, Clara.
The student is looking for the
Then why
cell
can't
that
I?
has spindle
Why
fibers
can't I?
separating the chromosome.
Why can't I?
So it's looking for anaphase, so which one of these is going to be anaphase?
Why?
Okay,
It's A.
What's the camera facing away? What's the camera facing away?
I will see you later. Go away for now.
Don't worry, I won't put you on any videos of mine.
On this
You
part,
don't have
I'm
permission.
actually liking the fact that y'all split between answers because that allows me to say and to caution you that the diagrams are not always going to be perfectly clear. We don't know what diagrams you're going to see. I know they're not those ones because I bought those diagrams.
The dad would tell my mom that,
I don't know which ones they're going to be.
I'm doing YouTube is whenever I'm
These ones are diagrams
We'll
from the
have to
STAR
do that
test
a
that
few
come on
days
your
after.
page. They're less clear, right?
Are we on 2 or 3? Because 3 is
That's
hard.
fun. Number 2,
It's A.
it's B.
It's B.
B is showing you, hey, B is showing you that the chromosomes have been pulled to either end of the cell.
Wait, what were y'all fighting between?
What?
It's A.
It's B.
It's B.
Oh, I was looking at something.
I
thought it said better pay.
Third period, I'm trying to help you out, guys, but I need y'all to cut side conversations down just a little bit. Number 2 is B. B is showing you a cell that has chromosomes pulled to either end of it.
But is it spindle fibers?
The spindle fibers are still there, they're the dotted lines, okay?
Are you doing it?
Something that will be really helpful for y'all to study in order to do well on these diagram questions is your unit test review. Because in the unit test review, I gave you a picture at the bottom that had the microscope image next to the diagram image. And we labeled and described it. That will be super important for you to go back and study. We just didn't have room for it again in this package. Number 3 is one of the most commonly asked questions in this unit, and it is B. Can you explain why, Alicia?
How? Because it's all in a part of it.
Okay?
That's not
So the whole graph is showing you different parts of the interface. So G1, S, and G2. What we're looking to identify is synthesis. And in the synthesis phase, we go from having one copy of the DNA to 2 copies because we replicate it, which means we copy it. So we should go from having 1, which is what you see right here, to having 2, which is what you see here on the graph. So synthesis has to be the phase where we make that jump, which is B, part of 2. On number 4, what is y'all's answer?
D.
D is correct, but I want us to talk about B as well. D is your answer on number 4. What types of cells does B, meiosis, create? What are the only 2 types of cells that meiosis can create? Meiosis only creates egg and sperm. So I would list egg and sperm next to meiosis. We have not finished learning about meiosis yet, y'all, so we asked you not to include that on your test. But mitosis, we've definitely learned about. And I want y'all to think about mitosis as making mitoes. Mitosis is the type of cell division that makes mitoes. Mitoes have nothing to do with egg and sperm. They're like the furthest from it. Okay? Meiosis makes egg and sperm. Mitosis makes mitoes. And all the other normal body stuff. Okay? Number 5. We've talked about this in our notes today, but what is your answer? B. B is correct. Number 5 is B. It says G2 occurs with checkpoints after S phase because S phase does DNA replication. There's a very common theme to a lot of these questions, and that theme is that S phase does DNA replication. That should be one of the most important things to remember. The last question is talking about oncogenes, and it says, how does the presence of an oncogene lead to the formation of a tumor?
What's an oncogene?
Oncogene causes cancer. So in other words, it's asking you what
Do you
is
have the
cancer.
bell schedule?
B is correct. Cancer is cell division that has been unregulated. we have any questions about today? You guys did pretty well on it. Alright, save this. We're going to finish tomorrow. I need everybody who's doing the tour to come see me up here in the front of the room so we can talk about it before we go outside.
11:49. Okay.
Alright, if y'all are doing the tour, come here.
Oh, whoa. How long has this been going?
This is our to-do list that we still have on our tour. I would like for the tour to
When was
be
that? 30 minutes and 20 seconds.
Second thing we need to do is finish the snowdrift. We have some paper here. If I need to go
I think
get
that
more
was in
TCC from Miss Rhino, I can. And it's working pretty well. It's been going little by little. Yesterday, y'all were doing really big pieces across the door, and they were starting to fall off. So we kind of break that up and leave it
Oh,
like
she got
halfway
under
across.
now.
That's
Okay.
easier. I'll hot
It doesn't
glue
show
the
if she going.
and then put that on the door later. I had forgotten about it. As far as the Christmas trees go, we really need to drive from our theme as well. So if we don't want to do snowflakes up here, what do y'all think about doing the Christmas tree and also doing some parks? Because our whole theme is about being the change. Going our part and being the change. And so y'all just want to go.
You do too. No, I don't.
That's a mystery.
Where are we at? Alright. Okay, third period.
What?
Will y'all listen for just a second? I know that not everybody wants to actually come out in the hallway and work on decorating the door with us, which is fine. But would you guys be willing to just stay in here and color something that we could put out there to represent everybody? Y'all are not even listening. So hey, third period. We're gonna try this again.
Yes, Miss Reed. I said yes.
I know those of y'all who are talking to me though, are already participating. If y'all are not participating in the tour, if y'all are not actually coming out with us and constructing the door, it's okay. But would y'all be willing to do what Jack is holding up?
What's that?
Color Christmas tree. You can write a short quote on it about being the change if you want. How do you be the change in the world? Would y'all be willing to contribute by coloring something like that so we can cut it and put it outside?
Sure.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So if y'all want to go out and get started.
I don't have my colors. Who has colors? I don't know what's in there. Do you have some colors?
Do I need to print some more?
All these been.
You got this one. That doesn't look really cute. Who originally printed trees? Hey, Omisha. Did you just pull the tree off of Google? Okay. Can you help me find the same one so that we can print some more? Is it on the door frame, Christy? What? Door frame? Or like the other side? I was gonna do like the other side where it's like blanket up and over there. So they just added some markers on the side. For a blank sheet.
It's been quite boring. We can't do anything because the teacher's in here.
Hey, Joseph. Like, we're not talking like that.
You want to just go outside? Okay. You put this in your backpack. Most likely I'm gonna lose it.
Well, I figured you would wait
The
till we
mic
get
is on.
the trees and then we can take them all.
Okay. have shoes in here? I didn't put my phone in charge because I put it last time. No! Oh, okay. I'm looking ready. Oh, I'll charge it.
Okay, I'm gonna bring y'all some trees in just a second. Felix, you wanna do a tree for us? Or you don't have to. What do you need? Color? You don't have to. Here's some trees for y'all. Yes, I'll get colors out in a second. So the whole theme this year is Be the Change. So if y'all want to color and then write a quote or just a word on here about how you can be the change, that'll help us kind of finish out our theme.
Okay.
And y'all can color it however. And if y'all don't have time to cut it or whatever, I'll cut them out for you. But we are going to cut them, so don't like fully illustrate it or you'll lose your illustrations around the outside, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
For 35 and 35 seconds.
What time do we leave?
Eh?
What time do we leave?
Finished with these at the end of TCC, and we've still got like 20 minutes. So y'all put them back underneath the printer for me so that my fourth period doesn't.
Yeah.
Y'all do that, right?
Hi.
Okay, what?
That's pretty.
Stay, right?
Oh.
There's so much tape right here, it's sad. It should stay. This doesn't stick here.
Okay. Yeah, the tape is not sticking for us very well.
Yeah, you know. There's so much tape right here that it's sad.
So yeah, we'll put the obviously up. I'll get the quote up so we can hang the quote over here.
I'm hanging my Christmas tree
Oh,
up.
they put a
I was
glue.
gonna wait till we get everybody's trees and then we can figure out how many we have so we know how to space them was my only concern. Because that's what I started here. Like I just put stuff up one by one and then I went to put everything on there and I was like, oh, I didn't space that right. And our letters were just heavy so it was not working up there and they're too big to go across. So down was our option.
That looks good.
That's where we're at. So do y'all want to finish? No.
Yeah, we probably should do
Because
that.
I figured we could take it like
Where'd you
up
get
to
the
his
blue?
feet. It's just regular blue printer paper, but if we take it up to his feet, we can kind of take it over and come back down over there.
Did you untape this?
No, it came untaped.
What?
The bell
It gets annoying.
does get annoying.
I like it.
Y'all did it.
You can put it up there, but we did that.
I think just the fact of the door or the bell hitting the door makes it sound too.
I don't want to go to my next period.
We have,
You had the staple.
I have pretty English.
I have algebra.
I stapled some of that tulle into it.
I have pretty English.
What kind of doing it?
Maddie!
Everybody talks mad about something.
I don't even know who's watching anymore. She's outside. I think she left. That's so pretty. Yeah. I have another one in my backpack.
I just need to write my words.
Okay. comment who's watching. I don't know who's watching. I kind of lost who's watching. No, yeah, no, it's my phone. I connected to school's internet. Hey, and how long has this been going? I think it was. And then no idea. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna stop this one. 40. Somos sí. Be sweet.
Like, you don't even know what to do. I can show you my life. This is how right? Because we were arguing and I said, I'm maybe
Be the light in you. Oh my gosh.
No, don't do that.
Thank you.
Those boxes under there have more paper. I just didn't have
I got the tar cover case on it.
With no. Fear. Heart. Okay, I don't want to color this because I feel like I'm going to color this all horribly wrong.
Okay, so you didn't do that.
Wait, be the light you want to see in the world. Can you color this? I feel like I'm coloring this all wrong. I'm being honest.
She came to my table. You're approaching me. That's in my space. Don't come in my space. That's approaching me. Because if you're gonna sit here and argue with me, I'm gonna win because I'm not playing. I don't care. You need to let her know. Don't come to my table. If you want to talk to her afterwards, you thought you and your little friend were just gonna come over there and like start beating her up right in front of us? That is not how it goes.
They were gonna fight her.
If you want to fight, she can take Rachel on Wednesday, and you know Bernie can get on first. Okay. Don't come to
Actually,
don't come to
that's what they were gonna do. They don't. I told them.
Okay, well, at first I thought it was a joke because your little girlfriend ain't even intimidated. So you need to tell her that first off. You need to tell her that don't come to my table.
No, I didn't want them to do that jump and stuff. I don't want people to jump.
Don't tell her to come to my table after.
We're not arguing. We're
Because
talking.
I have too much.
Well, you making her that. She don't care about.
Oh, she doesn't feel like
Nah, I
crying.
told them about it.
Fred, it was enough crying.
You still do what you want?
Look.
But don't come over to argue like that because I'm not about that. I'm trying to make you play.
I'll pick you.
I'm trying to make you play. I'm trying to dance. I'm trying to.
You gonna be at Kelly?
Okay.
I'm trying to do a lot of things right now, and that is not one right now.
I'm just going back. I like this one. HMM Glamour. Makes me look uglier.
But that's not the only thing. I need to do my grades up. I need to not worry about other people.
I'm playing around.
Push your girlfriend over there and be loud. No, that's not how it works.
Y'all both got loud.
Okay, I don't care. She came over there. She came over there.
Country.
And I don't think you have nothing else to talk about. So, I don't know what you're trying to get over with. I already told you.
Good morning, students and teachers. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the pledge to the Texas flag.
My teacher.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag.
Oh.
answer question. No comments, question.
Good morning, Corsicana High School. Want to give a quick reminder about our Jean Day tomorrow. Make sure that if you plan on wearing jeans, we do a couple of things with that. Make sure you bring your money to pay for that Corsicana Education Foundation fundraiser. It will be $2. And make sure we remember that all jeans must be blue jeans, the color blue, normal color blue jeans, so no colored jeans. And then you cannot have any holes or frays in those jeans, even if you can't see through those. If it has any frays, we're not going to let you in, so you need to make sure that you wear the appropriate jeans to school tomorrow. Also, tomorrow is a normal top day. Spirit Day, so it's not just a free dress as far as your top. Wear jeans, but regular dress on the top. Make sure you buy those rules and do what you can to help out with this fundraiser. Thank you, TCC.
I am in biology.
Hey, team. An important announcement from your year.
Is it that noticeable?
Two very important deadlines coming
No,
up
it
that
has to
you
be
need to
June.
know. The first, your book prices are about to go up. They have been below price of $45
that appropriate length shorts. I have
This is all about to
short
change
shorts,
and be great for
really
Christmas.
short.
So stop by A101 to pre-order your yearbook for the cheapest price the yearbook will ever be. We are also still accepting payment plans to lock in that price. Come by A101 for more
Or like
details.
here.
The second important deadline is
Yeah,
senior
but
admin
like, no,
is due next week. If you
I have some like here.
Like,
None of my jeans go to here.
No.
I have jeans that go here.
I think
A101
it's here.
next week to reserve your space. If you do not have a form, stop by. You guessed it, A101.
I guess I'm wearing my mom jeans tomorrow because I don't have jeans, like long jeans. I
If you
don't
are
have
looking for more service hours,
I just have shorts.
then look no more. FCCLA,
like
we
all my
participate
shorts. Like
in
I have
the
like
annual
over
kettlebell
50
campaign
pair of just
Salvation
jean shorts.
Army. Our scheduled bell ringing date is this Saturday, December 16th, 2017.
Cause I had jeans before, but then I gave them all away.
In Brookshire. If you'd like to participate in bell ringing, then you must stop by C104 and sign up at your desired location and shift. If you do not sign up, then you will not be able to participate. The last day to sign up is Friday, December 15th. Stop by C104 and help FCCLA do the most good this holiday season.
I also like.
SAT and ACT prep courses are Monday through Thursday.
That looks really, really beautiful.
Pick up an application.
I wish I could do that, but I don't know how to do that.
Qualify for a scholarship.
I'm horrible in coloring.
Please note that CHS has added December 16th as an additional day for Saturday school.
Come on.
If you are in need of recovering credits, take advantage of this date.
She can borrow Sharpie? Oh,
Those are all the announcements for today. Have a great day. TCC.
it's okay now. Look at the bubbles. They're so. Oh my god. Okay. We're just fine, girl. Over something.
That's what I'm doing with my best friend.
Beautiful brown. You want beautiful brown? Yeah. This one's missing. I'm only watching. I already watching. Anything. Anything.
Let's talk about happy things.
There's another picture. Hold up.
How about
No, I got
happy
mine.
things, happy things, happy things, happy things.
Oh, I thought you were in the questions. Anything.
I put some colors in my
I'm trying to go with the bubbles. Oh. Has high school changed you too? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? It's everything. You mean? Depends what they're asking. They asked, has high school changed you too?
Like stuff you do. Are you different from like
What you usually do?
Yeah.
I thought you lost it.
No? And why do you ask?
Because a lot of people are changing now.
Yeah, I know that.
Example.
Some people who
No, this is not cute at all, but this.
I moved the bubble from my glasses. Okay. No, I think.
You know, like,
Got me more confident. Cause I used to be a really shy. I think. I don't know. I don't remember. More questions. I like. That was the best part. That's the dream. So you're still like earlier? Yes, I am. Am I so much weirdo? Am I weirdo?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
No doubt about that.
There's no doubt about that. I've become lazier. Yeah, I've become lazier.
nah, why you jumping? You go ahead and jump
Big girl, yes, I'm so little.
More questions before I go. It's almost time for me to go. Okay.
Y'all talking about
You like how your
I didn't put my phone in charge.
you don't think I got to come on now.
I don't even agree with what she did. I don't like that.
Did nobody touch nobody?
No matter what size that person is. I know, but you want to
There's a brown in here. Why? So nice for me to go. I think.
Well, I hate you too.
You know what?
I don't want it.
Gonna paint this real quick.
Who threw that?
Yourself.
Smack you.
Don't act like a tough guy. You're just a freshman.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I ain't no freshman. You're a sophomore. What you mean?
I don't know.
You're a sophomore. You didn't know
You're a
that?
whole ass freshman.
He a sophomore. Joseph, write you a sophomore.
Nah, he a freshman.
He a bro. He in my grade. How you gonna tell me what grade he in?
You said I'm a freshman.
He is not no freshman. How is he on JV if he a freshman?
I'm a hard ass freshman. If I was.
Shit. He an old ass freshman.
You wish, boy. You wish.
Right, Joseph is a sophomore. They're trying to say you're a freshman.
Whose pencil is that?
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
Mine.
Now I'm playing as I am a freshman.
Duh.
If I wouldn't have admitted to it, you would have been like, nah, you would have kept the baby with me.
Yeah, what up? Okay, I'm going now.